All right, good afternoon, everyone. We're joined by head women's soccer coach Nikki Izzo-Brown. We'll go ahead and ask for an opening statement from Coach just to preview this week's matches at JMU and then against Kent State to wrap up our non-conference schedule this weekend. Then we'll go ahead and open up the questions. Coach, whenever you're ready.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of time since we've been on the road. We're going to have our hands full against a very, very good and deep James Madison. So we know what we're going to have our hands full going into that game and then turning around on Sunday, coming back home. So, we're excited to finish up our non-conference schedule, but also know that we have, a tough opponent in JMU and then in Kent State.
All right, we'll go ahead and open it up to questions. Just a reminder to use the raise hand feature whenever you're ready. All right, we'll start with Liam today.
Hi, Coach. Big win yesterday, able to score a few goals. I know you were a little frustrated with the last couple of matches, not really being able to put many back into the back of the net. So how did it feel to kind of break that spell, I guess, that wasn't really falling for you?
Yeah, the game of soccer is a very cruel sport, and I feel that we played well enough to beat Georgetown, and we just didn't put the ball in the back of the net. So that's where this game can be so cruel. So I am so glad Sunday we could turn it around and get a few in the back of the net against St. Francis.
Kevin Kinder, go ahead.
Coach, I asked this of Neil Brown about Saturday's game, getting to play so many people, scoring, things going well, and getting so many people in. How long does that, euphoria, that bounce for the rest of the team last? And how do you try to, take that and use it and say, hey, what you all are doing in practice, your personal development is just as important, going forward as it is in getting on the pitch?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everyone's here to play. I think our setup's a little bit different because we do get spring games typically, where we try to get everybody in and get those minutes to kids that, are developing. But everybody's important. Everybody has a role on the team. I think yesterday being able to, go a little deeper into our roster was important because we're a little further along getting some rest and recovery in our season because I think we're approaching maybe our 7th game. So that recovery and rest is important for us. But, to go back to your point, of course, no kid trains less hard. No kid wants it less. So for us to say, hey, listen, this is a great opportunity for you to get in and get a little bit of game experience on Dick Delesk. It makes, I know, myself and my staff very happy that we're able to get a lot of kids in.
And then following up, have you ever had somebody just jump out in that when they play in a game, they show things that they didn't in practice and end up forging themselves a little more time?
I would probably say a little bit. I do think in training we're able to see a lot. I do think that sometimes, yes, in games and just recognizing things in games, what they're doing will definitely help. But, Kevin, I honestly, I probably get more out of training and understanding that. But of course, there could be big moments in games. But, I would probably say that's less likely than what I see years past with training.
Liam, go ahead.
Okay, kind of a similar question to the last one, but I kind of wanted to look at the midfield specifically. I thought yesterday, whoever came in, whether it was, Aaliyah Scott, Mila Donnie, Lisa Schuppel's been playing a good bit. I thought they've all kind of they played well yesterday, but they haven't necessarily seen the most time. So do you think that going forward, obviously the midfield's such an important position, you're and where the most taxing. So do you think that as you get into Big 12 play, you'll see more of the bench empty out, or do you take that game by game?
I think different games are going to present different issues for us. I think that, Georgetown, you look at Georgetown, they're very big physical players, and you can look at Maya McCutcheon and go, wow, she really matched up well with that. That type of athlete and that type of game. And, sometimes as coaches, you got to kind of see where strengths are of players, where Aaliyah Scott, might not match up well there, but might match up really well against Penn State. So, there's different things that we're looking at. So going into conference play, absolutely. Do we want to have a great rotation and give kids looks and things like that? But I do think that philosophy will go into conference play, but also, where we feel our strengths are personality.
Any other questions for Coach? All right, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you all for joining us today.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.